disagreeing with you.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Shin Gear Waders. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
They're not just a waiter company anymore. They've got jackets. They've got a super secret project that nobody knows about but me and the rest of the world and everybody that follows me on Instagram, at Andy_Shaver. A lot of cool stuff coming from Shin Gear. Not just a waiter company anymore. Their super secret product it's going to be fantastic.
Are they the best ones you've wore?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of companies say that their super secret product is waterproof. I've hunted with these in the rain twice, and I've been bone dry every time. So put on the Hydrolock jacket over with the hood, and you're magically dry.
Well, Shin Gear, they've taken care of the guides. They've taken care of my family. Good company. Reach out to them at shingear.com.
Yep, they're good stuff. From the great state of Texas, oh, what a sad day it is.
Well, what happened? Talking about the Dallas Cowboys?
Everybody's all fucking sad and upset.
Harry blames it on the general manager.
Who's the general manager? Jerry Jones?
And I'm going to be on Jerry's side on this. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but...
Well, you are a company man.
I am. Jerry Jones is a very good general manager.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
I want you to think about something. Their last 4 or 5 drafts, I'm going to look it up right now, and we're going to go over this.
Their last 4 or 5 drafts, they've gotten somebody that they did not want, is what has happened. They wanted Patrick Surtain. They got Knucklefuck, Micah Parson.
Damn good guy.
Mm-hmm.
You are right about that. I'm not denying anything you just said, but I'm just telling you that in the last couple of drafts, Jerry Jones has done really good. This year, they drafted Tyler Smith, offensive tackle from Tulsa. I laughed when they did it.
That has turned out to be very good because they lost Tyrone Smith.
That's right, and he's turned out to be a pretty good player. Sam Williams, defensive end. Any of the guys this year, none of them had made huge breakthroughs. The year before, Michael Parsons, stud. Kelvin Joseph has played really good for them. Let me look and see what else they've got here.
The person I feel the most sorry for is my poor grandfather.
Because he's never going to see the Cowboys.
Yesterday was his birthday.
Okay.
I did not realize that until it was too late. Until the Cowboys had already lost, I didn't realize it was his birthday. Well, I don't want to call when they've already lost and rub it in because I am not a Cowboy fan.
Right.
And he's the one that I feel the most sorry for because the likelihood of him ever seeing another Super Bowl run, he's getting on up there. So he's the one I feel most sorry for. All the old Cowboy fans that remember him in the 90s, reach out to him.
Okay.
Be with him.
2017, they drafted Taco Charlton. Now he's in and out of the football. He may play for the Chiefs still. He might play for Miami. I don't know. I think he still plays. But Chidobe Awuzu, cornerback from Colorado, he's still in the league. Jordan Lewis, cornerback, Michigan, playing for somebody else. Ryan Switzer, wide receiver, North Carolina. He was at Pittsburgh. He's gone out of the league. I don't know if he's Xavier Woods, Louisiana Tech, safety. He still plays. Noah Brown plays for the Cowboys still. 2018, Leighton Vander Esch. He's been a really good player for them. Yep. Connor Williams starts for Miami as a guard. Michael Gallup, other than hurting his knee, and it takes 2 years to recover a knee, he'll be back next year playing strong. Dalton Schultz, our starting tight end, is there. Cedric Wilson is a wide receiver now with Miami. Tristan Hill plays for the Cowboys still in 19. Connor McGovern starts for them. Tony Pollard broke his leg last night, has been really good.
I thought it was a high ankle sprain.
No, they said it was a broke leg. I read this morning, broke tibia or something. And then in 2020, they took C.D. Lamb and Trevon Diggs, both really good players. Neville Gallimore starts for them at defensive tackle right now. He plays there. So, I mean, they have not done a bad job so Jerry Jones, as a general manager, has done a pretty good job of drafting players that have been homegrown talent. They've got a really good roster. They're fast on defense. They play really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, his general manager skills with probably signing free agents. Some reason players don't want to come to Dallas. That's the bottom line to the whole deal. No big free agents ever come to Dallas anymore. I don't know why. I think they screwed up by not signing Amari Cooper again. I think
they needed him last night.
Big time. I think they've needed him all year long. They don't have a second wide receiver because Gallup hurt his knee. You know, and then they gave him a big contract even though he had tore up his knee. I
saw that Garoppolo has an outside chance of being ready before next week's game.
There's no way in hell I'd play him.
And then,
would you? Brock Purdy has played good football.
He has, but I mean, I don't know.
If you put him on the bench and you lose,
Purdy?
you're in a no-win situation.
I mean, the Patriots stuck with the hot hand with Brady.
I'm sticking with
2001.
I'm sticking with Brock Purdy. He looks good. He doesn't rattle. He played really good football.
He was solid.
And Dallas played a good game last night. Dak made one bad throw in the game. The other interception he had was not his fault. If Diggs catches the interception, that's I mean, but nobody talks about that.
Nope. But I don't know that.
Where was Michael Parsons in the second half?
The way Philly played against the Giants, and again, the Giants are 9-8. Were they just totally outmatched, or is Philly?
I think Philly's a whole lot better football team than the Giants are, anyways.
I don't know if San Francisco can get by them either way.
The Giants had zero wide receivers all year long.
That's true.
It's amazing they won the games they did. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley both are going to get paid lots of money.
Yeah. But did you see this? Did Mike send you this, Mike Clements?
No, he did not send it to me, whatever he sent you. Is that a Lewistic Widgeon?
That is.
Or who killed that?
He did.
That's a stud.
Going in the boss shop.
That is
something,
nice.
Isn't it? It's beautiful. I've never even seen a blonde Lewistic Widgeon.
That is amazing. That is a beautiful bird. Absolutely amazing.
You can see it on our YouTube channel. So head over to YouTube and take a look at that bird.
It's a beautiful bird.
It is. I can delete that.
Did you see did you see the shit going on in Atlanta?
Just briefly. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it. They had a riot or something like that. Antifa. There's an Antifa camp set up.
Yeah, a no cop zone. Guy pulled a gun on a cop. Cop put him to sleep.
Right.
Then they want to burn and tear down the city. They arrested 11 people I saw, and 9 of the people they arrested were out-of-staters on George Soros's payroll. George Soros is starting to finally catch some shit thanks to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is lighting up the whole world, all this shit. The stuff that we've all known about, but nobody's talked about, he's bringing to light. That's
I did see where the shooter from Houston, the guy that he was getting robbed and he shot the guy, I think they're bringing him up on charges. Which I've always heard if you shoot somebody, even in self-defense, you're probably going to get charged.
Unless you can prove that they're a threat to you.
No,
the problem
either way,
we have
if you
is
kill
cameras
somebody,
and stuff
if you
now.
kill somebody, you're going to go to court.
Yeah, you're just going to have to tell them that they were threatening you.
But this guy wasn't. Have you not seen the video?
Yeah, he was sitting in the, it in the nail salon or something?
No, I thought he was in a restaurant.
The guy's going around robbing people?
Yeah.
You shot him in the back?
Yeah.
I think
As
you let
the
him
guy
walk.
was leaving.
I don't give a fuck. You let him walk. You shouldn't have robbed somebody.
Listen, I'm not going to disagree with you, but you did shoot the guy in the back when he was not a threat to you anymore. And that's what the defendant
come down to a jury.
or the prosecutor is going to say.
Yep, and it's going to come down to a jury to say, you know what, that fucker deserved to get put to sleep.
Yeah, jury selection is going to be very important in that one.
And did you see in California, they had a Asian gathering of some sort, and some guy went ballistic and shot a bunch of people. Well, the media jumped on it, of course, right away, and it was white supremacy. Until they found out it was a Japanese guy or Chinese guy or Oriental guy. I don't know the word I'm supposed to use here, trans-Pacific, whatever it is, that shot these people.
That's probably what I'm looking at right here.
And then all of a sudden, nobody wants to talk about it anymore.
Well, why would they? He started prepping the weapon and something came over me.
I don't get. Did he end up killing himself, or did he get shot? They had a van surrounded, and they thought he was. Same shit as always. I mean, they just. we give too much light to this shit.
Mm-hmm. I did see where Pelosi performed an exorcism on her house after the hammer incident.
She stick a cross up her husband's ass or something?
I don't know. I don't know what ended up happening, but I guess she thought her husband was possessed is why. I guess they're trying to pray the gay away. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, sperm gobbler. Okay. let me ask you this. What do you think about all the Joe Biden shit at his house? Do you think he is going to be a scapegoat for the Democrats to get rid of him? Because that's what I think's happening. I don't think I would not be surprised if this shit has been planted at his house. I'm gonna go that step further.
He's taking full ownership of it.
He don't fucking know if he's shitting in his pants or eating Fruit Loops.
Full ownership of it.
I don't think he knows. He doesn't know until what his handlers tell him.
See, but that's the problem with him being up there too long. He doesn't know what the fuck he's got.
That's right.
You've been there for, I mean, just think about all the documents and shit you've got in there. The motherfucker's been up there for 70 years. He doesn't know what he has and what he doesn't have.
I cleaned a closet out from here the other day, and I had shit from 20 years ago. And I'm like, why did I keep this shit anyways?
Same with Biden.
Okay, he's been in office since the early 70s.
Right, 50 years. He's got 50 years of documents that he's seen that have been in and out of his hand. I mean, okay, like he didn't take one or two home. I mean, maybe.
But all of a sudden, don't you find it funny that all of a sudden the Democrats are calling him out on everything that's going on?
Yeah, they want to get rid of him.
They do.
100%.
They want to get rid of him because they know he's a liability to them. And the biggest benefactor of this, or not benefactor, the one who's going to lose the most on this, Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden has had a free pass in life up to this point.
Yeah.
He's done whatever he wanted to do, including banging strippers and cocaine, doing mob deals with the Russian mob and the Chinese, and everything illegal you can do at the expense of our government. And all of a sudden, all the shit he got by with, he's not going to get by with no more.
Right.
Because they're going to nail his ass. Because they're going to show that, by God, our party's not like that. We're not going to put up with corruption from inside of our own party.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to make an example of him. And he is going to go to prison. He's going to end up dying of a drug overdose. What's going to happen?
Hunter Biden?
Yep.
Be an easy way for the deep state to get rid of him.
Yep, and that's what's going to end up happening. Mark my words right now. Another thing that's interesting now is
tainted.
Is it Ghislaine Maxwell? How do you say her name?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. She now has come out and said that she doesn't think that is really Prince. Is it Prince
Andrew?
Prince Andrew. That's all a fake deal.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, and now he's going to come out and say, and see here, the star witness now says that really wasn't true, and
not me.
It's not me, and I wanted to drop all the charges on me and shit. She's working on some kind of plea deal now. After the fact.
Do you think that it was just a happy accident that the Johnny Depp case and that case were side by side?
No.
So you think that somebody in the higher ups in the court system put those two cases side by side? They knew that American public was dumb enough. If we just flood the airwaves with what's her name, Amber Heard doing coke on the witness stand and Johnny Depp, that the American public will watch that and they won't care about the Maxwell trial.
The American public are the stupidest fuckers in the whole world.
Yes.
We are. We buy on everything. Yes. Do I believe the deep state could do that to change all that? Yes. They had a president killed. They had John F. Kennedy assassinated. Mm-hmm. How long have we known John F. Kennedy it's not a single bullet? The American public's known for at least, 40 years now?
Right.
And still nothing was done about it.
But nobody cares enough about it?
Not even enough that we didn't just let him get killed by the CIA. We then elected the leader of the CIA as president of the United States. That's part one. Part two, Gerald Ford was on the Warren Commission.
Mm-hmm.
The most popular president we've ever had was Richard Nixon. Did you know that?
I figured Reagan was.
Richard Nixon won by 17 million votes. The biggest...
I thought Reagan only lost one state.
By votes, Richard Nixon is the most popular president we've ever had, winning by the largest majority of votes. You can debate on Ronald Reagan. I'm not going to take that away from you by any means. But anyways, Richard Nixon had 17 million more votes than Spiro Agnew, maybe. I can't remember who he ran. I was 2 years old, so I wasn't real privy on.
Mm-hmm. Incumbent. It was just right there.
Or was it Barry Goldwater? Who was it? I don't know.
Presidential election. Who the fuck did he beat? It says Humphrey here.
Okay.
Hubert Humphrey?
Hubert Humphrey, then from Minnesota, is who he beat.
Both. Yeah. And there was an independent, George Wallace.
Okay, but
From Bama.
Yeah. He's the one that they sing about in Sweet Home Alabama. Governor Wallace. He got shot. Yeah, that's who they're talking. That's who they're talking about.
I thought he was talking about
no, George Wallace.
The other singer.
No, he's talking about Governor Wallace. Anyways, Richard Nixon is president. Just won an election 2 years prior to Watergate.
Right.
17 million people. Most popular president in the history, if you go by the popular vote, compared to the loss for someone else, by the American people. But guess what?
The media didn't like him.
No, he was against the war machine.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy that was on the Warren Commission is the one we have as president next, Gerald Ford. The only president in the history of our country that was never elected as president.
Why?
He never got elected. He filled in Gerald.
Oh, he filled in
for Nixon and then got his ass beat by dumbass Jimmy Carter.
Right.
The worst president ever, up until Obama and Biden, gets taken out, and his appointed president, he was also a CIA guy. 5 of the 6 people on the Watergate deal, all CIA people. The CIA set up the Watergate thing too.
He said, Watergate does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? I remember that. But I don't remember anything about George Wallace. And it was Mr. Neil Young. I heard Mr. Young sing about her. I heard old Neil put her down. That's the one I was thinking about.
He sings on one of his deals, talks about Wallace. And it might have been in, I know it's a Leonard Skinner tune, though.
I can go back and look.
I'm pretty sure he sings, but he talks about George Wallace getting shot. It's either him or it's Credence on Fortunate Son. One of them's got a lyrics that talks about, someone's going to tell me because I'll get a bunch of messages tomorrow on this, about George Wallace getting shot.
Okay, no, it does say that. Made some believe. I'm going to go back to the same article I was reading. Now I just got to skim it better. I'm not a good skimmer under pressure. There should be a way, and I'm sure that there is. And if there is, somebody message me because I don't know. But like if I pull up an article, I should be able to search George Wallace. There's a portion of the song referring to Governor George Wallace in particular made some believe that Leonard Skinner disagreed with desegregation, seeing as how the governor stood for segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. But I cannot find the lyric. But others interpreted the lyric as a reminder to Young that not all Southerners are the same. So we thought Neil was shooting all the ducks in order to kill one or two. What's the fucking lyric? I guess that's it. In Birmingham, they loved the governor.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Now we all did what we could do. Now Watergate does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? So he was talking about him there.
He's talking about, I knew it. I was wrong on it. Saying
right.
George Washington. It was Birmingham. They love the governor. That's exactly.
Birmingham, they love the governor.
I knew he was a reference in that song.
You were right.
It's hard to believe that racism was that strong in our country, that you could have governors and politicians that would stand up and say the things they did.
And our current president.
Yes, that's right. Joe Biden was right there with them.
Big one.
And what's funny is
keep them out of our schools. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, and then you got Obama sitting there talking good about Senator Byrd, who was a head honcho grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. They just sell it. They sell out big time. I'm watching one of my favorite Netflix series has come back on, or it's Amazon Prime. The Godfather of Harlem, or the King of Harlem, Bumpy Johnson. Have you watched that?
No.
That is a very, very good series. Now, I'm going to tell you something me and Mom are watching, and I'm embarrassed to say this because I am
Where the Crawfish Sing.
No, Mom watched that, and I'm not watching that. Is that good?
Fuck, I don't know.
I like Steel Magnolias.
I love Steel Magnolias.
Do you know our guides have never knew what that was? Never even heard of it.
They
generation.
They don't know a lot of stuff, Jeff.
Yeah,
I did a Will Smith little snippet, a song that he sang. And they all looked at me like I had a dick growing out of my forehead.
What song was it?
Getting Jiggy With It.
They didn't know what that was?
We were doing something. I was like, na, 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 na. And they were like, And I was waiting for them to say getting jiggy with it, because if anybody says nah, you are obligated as hearing that to say getting jiggy with it. And I was waiting and nobody said anything. And I was like, do y'all not know what that song is? And they're like, no. I was like, well,
they don't know what Still Magnolias is. But anyways, me and Mom are watching is it Parker Sheridan? Is that his name?
I have no idea.
What's
what
the
you're
guy
talking
from?
about.
What's the Yellowstone director's name?
Taylor
Sheridan. We were watching one of his shows, and I'm embarrassed to say that because I do not care for all these liberals.
1883,
No.
1918.
Tulsa Time with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually good.
Everybody said it was very good.
It's very good. I've been impressed. Me and Mom have already started our February shows where we watch our series, and we started with that one, and we also started George and Tammy, about George Jones and Tammy Wynette.
Oh yeah, that's on Showtime. I'm going to watch that too.
The guy that's the actor that plays George Jones is a great actor, and he always plays a weird fucker.
I don't know his name, but I know who he is. He was in 8 Mile.
He was in 8 Mile?
Yeah, he was the stepfather.
I never saw 8 Mile.
You never saw 8 Mile?
Uh-uh.
Oh my goodness, Jeff.
I never seen it.
You got to watch it.
Is it a movie about Eminem's life?
Yeah.
He had a shitty life growing up, didn't he?
Horrible. The worst.
And anyways, this guy's played in he's been in a lot of shows, but he is a very, very good actor, and that's a good show. It really is. George Jones is a likable old fucking drunk on the first 3 episodes. I think he gets pretty mean after that. But
have you seen the arrest video of him?
George Jones?
Mm-hmm.
No.
On the side of the road?
There's probably a lot of them.
He fights the...
He don't look like he'd be big enough to fight anybody.
He was fucking fiery.
Wiry guy.
George Jones arrested.
He was arrested a bunch for DWIs and shit. No Show Jones.
Here it is.
And people loved him. The old possum.
Possum gets arrested right here. I'm guessing this was like an early version of Cops.
That old 70s look. I love it, boy.
I think he comes at the guy right here. They didn't even arrest him. Like, put him in cuffs. Was that a weed pen? Before they had weed pens? Oh, there he goes. I knew he kicked at him. Look at those fucking sideburns. So anyway, that's George Jones.
Anyways, it's pretty good. The series is pretty good starting off.
They were toxic for one another, weren't they? I mean, the previews that I have seen, they look pretty. Not good for one
We're in
another.
the first. I think we're on the 3rd episode now, and at that point, he kind of saves her. He was an old drunk, and he kind of got sober and cleaned up. It seemed like for her, and was trying to get in her britches, and then she was married to a guy, and then he takes her out of the house. I'm not going to tell because somebody might want to watch it. But anyways, it's so far it's been pretty good. Right. But I really like we watched that, and we watched 3 episodes of it, and then Mom was going to go to bed the other night, so I turned on Tulsa Time. I thought, oh, I'll watch this shit and see if it's any good. I was just strumming through something to see, and she was listening to it, getting ready for bed, and then she come in and started watching. Well, fuck, we ended up watching. We're up to 3 episodes of it, and it's really good. And it's just something about it. Sylvester Stallone is just a real likable guy. It's kind of like my cousin Vinny, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just a likable type character that he has. And I'm not a Sylvester Stallone fan, really not. The first Rocky was okay. After that, they ruined Rocky. I thought just too damn many of them. Everybody loves. Do you like Rocky 4 better than Rocky 1?
Yeah, I love Rocky 4.
Yeah, everybody talks about how great it is, and I just after a while they
Love Rocky 4. Okay, this guy Michael Shannon.
Yep, Michael Shannon is his name. Yep, great actor.
He was in. He's been in a lot of stuff, a lot of shit I've never even heard of. He was in Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, he was. Played great.
56 episodes.
Yep, played a great character there. His
He
dad
played Richard Kuklinski in The Iceman. I do remember that. Bunch of stuff that I've kind of heard of, but I've never seen. But yeah, he's a talented actor.
He is one of those people, though.
Bad Boys 2, 8 Mile.
He's one of those guys that Netflix and Amazon Prime movies and stuff have been good for his career.
Right. He was in Knives Out.
Because that's what's happened is there's a girl that's in Tulsa time too, a lady that's in some stuff too, and I've seen her, and I start noticing these people. Like I like the Mexican Mexican shows on Netflix with the you got to read what they call it, subtitles, and I like those for some because they're always narcos, and I enjoy those shows. But I noticed the same actors play on all the different series. But there's been a new avenue for actors that's not Hollywood now for them with these streaming deals.
Right. There's something on Netflix that I want. Tricky Dick and the Man in Black. And
Is this about Richard Nixon?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I don't know when it came out, but I'm afraid it's going to be like a hit piece. So I don't know that I want to watch that kind of propaganda. It explores the relationship between Johnny Cash and Richard Nixon. Evidently, it's old. It came out in 2018, but I saw it just the other day.
Now,
documentary that investigates high-profile events affecting some of the most legendary names.
Look up and see if Richard Nixon was friends with the guy that played in Honeymooners and played in Smokey and the Bandit, Jackie Gleason. Look and see if they were big buddies, and I'll tell you a story about it if they are, because I know it. Was it Richard Nixon and Jackie Gleason that were big buddies?
Nixon, Gleason,
UFO?
alien account.
Yep, that's the one. Supposedly, Jackie Gleason and Richard Nixon were really good friends. And Richard Nixon, they had a UFO, a wrecked UFO that they took to Homestead Air Force Base in Miami. And Jackie Gleason lived in Miami, and Richard Nixon said, "Hey, come over to my house and pick me up." So the President of the United States goes and gets in a car with Jackie Gleason at the Air Force Base, and they drive to some hangar, and they go in there, and he shows him this wrecked fucking UFO.
See, now that's not fair to Gleason, because now Gleason has to keep this secret.
Well,
or did he not want to keep it secret?
I don't have a clue. I'm just telling you what the story is.
Like now, Gleason is bound to be quiet about this also. There's a book about it. This hidden secrets that are not so hidden. Secret history from FDR to Obama.
What
presidents and the UFOs?
I think back then, presidents were still regular people to a degree. Like Harry Truman, when he left the White House, him and his wife got in their car and drove back to Independence, Missouri.
Was he?
He was the first president that they gave a stipend to after he retired, because they was like, here, the former president of the United States is having to go get him a part-time job at Ace Hardware. You know, we need to give him a stipend.
Is there a security detail with these people?
I don't think back then there was even. He just got in his car and left.
Wow.
And that was kind of the way it went. I saw when Mitt Romney got beat by Obama, showed Mitt Romney 2 days later pumping gas in California at a gas station, his own car.
He should be, though.
Why, he's a worthless fucker anyways.
No,
but,
I mean, all of them. They should just go back to their own life.
But that's what that used to be like. But Harry Truman, I think, was just a regular guy that was a senator from Missouri that became president when FDR died.
Right.
But he went back and got in a car. Him and his wife, can't remember his name. They didn't fly him back. He just got in a car and drive back. Took the old family station wagon.
You gotta
and
go.
put across, was the president of the United States for a long time. And I think that's the first guy that they started paying a stipend to retirement after they got out. But then,
that was before they had all this insider trading, I guess.
Well, but then after him, the next guy was JFK. Well, he was a rich kid. And I think from that point on, all we've had is basically people that were bought and paid for have been president of the United States.
He should not have gotten in the car.
No, not at all.
If it had only been raining.
But John F. Kennedy, and then we had LBJ, crooked fucking Texan. And then we had Richard Nixon, and we had Gerald Ford put in.
Nixon was just doing recon, wasn't he?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know much about Watergate because I really don't give a shit.
Well, we'll just find out. That's what we're here for. But yeah, I think he was just doing like.
I think the deep state wanted him out.
He bugged a couple places to kind of do a little bit of recon on his. Yeah, it was a Democrat National Convention Center.
And he was spying on it.
Yeah, he was just Just listening.
The same thing that the Clintons did to Trump that nothing's been done about.
Just listening. That's all he was doing.
Well, regardless, and I think we had a crooked FBI then, which we still do now. So things have been going on that way for a long time.
Wiretapping of the Democrat Party headquarters on the 27th of January, 1972. Presented intelligence plans to CRP's acting chairman. There's too many names. This is like Genesis in the Bible.
That's
too many
okay.
Fucking names. But yeah, that's all he was doing. Just listening.
Well, and I doubt he was the one listening. Someone else was listening.
Getting some intel. You're probably right, but I think I think he had some people do it.
I'm sure he probably knew what was going on. I'm not taking up for the guy. Don't know much about him. But I'm just saying that's how far back. It's not way, way, way back that we had regular people in the White House,
right.
And regular politicians. But the Kennedys were crooked as shit, and they had been for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was a crook.
Mm-hmm.
John F. Kennedy, though, seemed like a pretty good guy that was probably really down for trying to do what's best for America.
Right.
You know, I'm just tired of the same blue blood people running for Congress and something all the time. When John Cornyn's worthless ass quits running in Texas, we're going to have some other blue blood fucking rich guy run in his spot that thinks he knows what's best for us, but he don't have a clue what's going on with the regular people. Mm-hmm. We don't. I think that senators were all meant to be upper crust people, and I think congressmen were supposed to be working people that strive to help their fellow man and run. And I think now they're all the same people.
Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon.
I'm sure that was part of the deal that was made under him.
Probably so. You walk away, and we'll pardon you, and this will all just go away. What a time to be alive back then.
It was terrible.
70s?
Vietnam War, that early 70s, yeah, the Vietnam War was horrible. I think that's the first time that the media crucified our troops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because in World War II, we were all on the same page. You know, you'd go to the movies in World War II, and before.
But Nixon didn't. Did Nixon get us into there, or was it already going on?
No, it was going on way before him. LBJ did.
Right.
That was all the reason they got rid of John F. Kennedy.
Was because he wasn't going to.
Kennedy did not want to get any part of the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War and the Korean War. All we did was lose a bunch of our kids for no reason at all.
Well, there was a reason.
What did we gain out of the Vietnam War?
I don't know what it is, but I'm sure that there was a reason.
Yeah, it was to fight communism.
Came to dominate.
And that was the whole reason we did any of that stuff, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, pretty much. The show I am going to watch, it's on HBO Max. It is The Last of Us. It's a zombie show.
I'm not watching that shit.
It is rated the best show. Who all did it beat? It beat everybody. It's rated the best show ever. Better than Breaking Bad, better than...
There's no way.
It is.
No. I'm not saying it's not a good show. I don't understand. I do not see the fascination with watching anything that's got to do with a ghost or a superhero or a zombie. It just doesn't do anything for me because it ain't happening.
This is about... Yeah, it's got 96% on Rotten Tomato, 9.4 on IMDb.
I will watch it.
It's got a better rating than anything.
So y'all didn't get enough out of The Walking Dead?
This is different, Jeff.
Why is it different?
Different. Because this was actually a game on PlayStation. About 10 years ago it came out, and I actually played the game. It's a very good game. The girl right here was bitten by, they call them clickers here. And she didn't turn. Or not bitten, but anyway, she did whatever happened to her, she should have turned into a clicker. So Joel, that guy, has to take her from Texas to Boston to some research facility. And it basically...
Is he a zombie or is he a good guy?
No, he's a very good guy.
So they're going to be fighting their way all the way there against these zombies.
And other people and a lot of other stuff. But like he can't tell anybody what's happened to her because, somebody else will take her. So
this is a cross between...
It's like
what was this show that fucking Woody Harrelson was in where they drove the yellow Hummer?
The other one, the other Zombieland.
Is that what that was? So it's a cross between Zombieland and Walking Dead is what this show is.
Well, Zombieland's about zombies, so.
And they went to John Goodman's house or somewhere for.
They went to Bill Murray's house.
Bill Murray's house, but
yeah.
but this sounds like it's a cross between that and The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
a storyline of zombies though. But I mean, how many of these movies can they make?
I don't know. This is a series.
But I mean, how many series can they make?
They
about
only did
fucking
two.
zombies?
They only did 2 games of The Last of Us. I didn't play the second one because my life changed. But so I don't know if they're going to stop it next season because there's only 2 games. I don't know if they're going to go past that. But I know some people that have watched the first episode and they said it's amazing.
So your nerdy brother would watch this.
I asked him and he didn't text me back.
He's an ass about that.
So I asked him if he was going to watch it because I'm actually very excited about this. So my plan is it released 2 weeks ago. I'm going to wait until after we get back from skiing, and then I'm going to start binging. That's my plan. I don't want to wait for that weekly drip. Not about that life.
No, I do not like that at all.
Not about that life. So I'm going to let the episodes build up. I'm going to finish The Walking Dead because I'm canceling YouTube TV after football season. So
You're not going to log into mine then?
nope. There's no reason to. I was going through the guide the other day. There's nothing on television. If it's not football, forget about it. Not watching it.
I watch Amazon Prime. I watch Netflix, and I watch some stuff that me and Mom watch on YouTube TV. But we don't watch any shows really. We watch Cooking Network and some shit like that.
Glass Onion on Netflix was pretty good.
What is that about?
It's a murder mystery kind of thing. Kind of funny.
Now,
Kind of serious. It's got the girl from Outer Banks on it.
The new Outer Banks comes on, I think, next month.
February 23rd.
I do not enjoy watching one show at a time, and it lost me. The one with I think it was Lou Diamond Phillips, the Indian sheriff, and it's out on Amazon Prime right now, or one of those. But it was every week it would update. Well, I'd forget about it. I lost interest.
Mm-hmm.
I lost 3 weeks. I would rather watch the whole series at once. Matter of fact, I would like to find something that's got 3 or 4 seasons of stuff and watch it, and I get more out of that.
Peaky Blinders.
I cannot get into it.
Yeah,
And I don't know why. I've watched it. I need to because I watched Hell on Wheels and I liked it the second time I seen it. That's a great series.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with history, I really, really, really enjoy.
Nope. Now it's down to the second highest rated television show of all time, just behind Breaking Bad.
I'm have a hard time believing it's going to beat Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's a great show.
I'm just telling you what.
And I like Better Call Saul.
It's better than Better Call Saul, it says.
I can't get into the zombie shit.
Now with a rating of 9.3, The Last of Us has become the second highest rated show.
Well, it's had 3 episodes, so
This is true too.
so who knows?
But they said the first one was breathtaking.
I'm just not into zombie shit. I just can't get into it. It's fake. So I know it. Breaking Bad can be
but
real.
This. I mean, obviously, the zombies are fake, but
Yeah,
this
that's
is
the whole
more about
basis of it.
this is more about like the fall of civilization and all
With
of that.
zombies, so which makes it fake.
Maybe,
You're the generation though. Y'all like superhero movies.
maybe.
I don't.
I don't really, but
You love Batman shit.
I like Batman, but that's where it stops.
Well, that's a superhero.
I mean, I don't go gaga over, all of the superheroes, just one.
It's funny that we're in a time in our life where there are no movies coming out that anybody gives 2 shit about hardly anymore.
None.
I mean, it used
It's
to be
all
always
television.
a movie you were looking forward to in a movie, and there's not any anymore.
All television.
The last good movie they've had in the last 3 years has been the new Top Gun.
I won't watch it.
It's a great show.
Maybe.
If you watch it, you would really like it.
I'm sure I
Very
would.
good show. Very, very, very good show.
I'm sure I would.
But
I don't have my time is.
You're fixed to get on an airplane to go to Costa Rica.
My time is
and you're going to
limited.
where else are you going? You're going to South Dakota. It'd be perfect to watch it on.
My time is limited, and I'm not going to sit down. If I have the time to do that, it's not going to be to watch Top Gun. Sorry,
It's a good movie.
it ain't happening.
So,
Ain't gonna happen.
have you seen the weather patterns for mid-February now?
Yep.
You're going to freeze your ass off in South Dakota.
Maybe not. It's gonna be cold regardless in South Dakota. So I'm not too worried about
Have
it.
you seen the skiing for next week when y'all go?
No, I haven't even looked at that.
Like highs like 10.
Good. Be good skiing
Be
weather.
miserable for your kids.
Nah.
Bullshit. That's a long. Have you ever been skiing when it was a snowstorm?
It is not, Jeff Stanfield.
Bullshit.
I'm looking at it right now. It's in the 30s.
When are you going to be there?
Thursday to Sunday.
Of next week?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. That's this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It doesn't go out that far.
Our high here next Wednesday is supposed to be like 15.
Well,
Have you ever skied seriously when it was shitty weather?
mm-mm.
Man, it's freaking miserable. I skied in Arizona one time in almost a blizzard. It was miserable. Couldn't see shit.
This says on February 1st here that it's going to be 57 for the high.
Well, I hope they're right. Once hunting season's over, I'm ready for it to be nice.
Yeah, me too. Fuck that. I don't want cold weather all the time. And it's so defeating to me. Hunting season ends literally the day after hunting season ends. Or when we quit hunting. Winter shows back up.
We're supposed to have a foot of snow tomorrow.
It's too late.
No, it ain't gonna help us hunting wise, but it's gonna be miserable to get around in.
I know.
Wouldn't you rather just wait till Sunday that we're done?
I'd rather it have been a month ago.
Yeah, well, me too.
I don't mind hunting. I don't mind doing shit in this. If it's going to help the hunting.
I would love to have this January 1st instead of January 21st.
But as far as like when February, March gets here, fuck, let it be nice. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same way. There's no reason for it to be cold anymore and miserable.
Mm-mm.
I mean, nothing worse than me going outside in February for the 15th day in the row and we got a 20-mile-an-hour wind and it's cold and it's 37 degrees for a high. And I'm thinking, where was this in all of January?
You hear all the fucking birds flying over.
Yep. And that's exactly what will happen too. It's a never-ending cycle of that when season's over.
Yep.
And it's been such a weird year all the way around.
Yeah, very weird. It's frustrating.
So, also, it's funny listening to Harry, Mr. Cowboy fan today.
Yeah.
General manager, the calls they did make in the game. I thought it was a pretty good, well-called game. I didn't notice either any way. I guess obviously saw it one side, but I didn't see a lot of missed calls.
Right.
I mean, you can have a holding call on every play just about.
Yep.
Tony Pollard, I guess, broke his leg. You know, that was the end for them when Pollard went out. How about this? Zeke's last game as a Dallas Cowboy, probably he played center in the last snap.
I saw it, and he got trucked.
He did. But that's going to be that's probably his last game as a Cowboy.
Going full Pollard, huh?
Well, unless Zeke wants to take a huge pay cut.
Right.
I don't see them bringing him back. I don't see nobody signing Zeke. Do you?
Somebody will. Just because of his name.
I don't think so. I don't know why you would hitch your wagon to an old running back, especially one that hasn't done shit in the last 3 years.
He hadn't been bad. I mean, if you look at his fantasy production, he wasn't bad.
But he wasn't great. When you can get the same thing for nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you can buy, it's kind of like wide receivers. The Giants signed Kenny Galladay. That was a huge bust. So are they going to take a chance on D-Hop? There's so many good wide receivers coming out of college these days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so many good ones. Get you a 6'3", 210-pound kid from college in the fourth round and draft 4 of them in a row and see what you got. And eventually one's going to come out.
Have you seen, so we're going to have to talk to somebody about this too. Tool Lake,
In
California, record flooding. And the guy we have on next will probably be able to talk about it.
And it's dry?
Bone dry.
Because they took all the water out of it, didn't they?
Bone dry.
Sent it all out to the ocean.
Yep.
Stupid. Fucking California's so fucked up.
Bone dry. Record-setting amounts of rain in California.
And that thing is dry.
All the way across.
Why?
Total mismanagement. Maybe the guy we have on next will be able to talk about it.
That is absolutely crazy. All right, what time do we have him on?
20 minutes.
All right, we'll go ahead and jump off here. This is just kind of a chatterbug anyways.
Yep.
Got one more week of hunting season, then vacation season starts, then back in the podcast stuff. We got a lot of new shit we're doing. We got a couple of big announcements we'll have in the next couple of months.
Possibly.
We'll have some big announcements. So anyways, we got a couple of things coming. We got a Patreon count coming out that's going to be out probably in April, and we'll have a release of it. It'll be a YouTube type series deal, but a Patreon paid account, be $4.95 a month. It's going to be at least 4 things a week will go on there. And we'll have videos and short clips, behind the scenes stuff here at the lodge, stuff like that will be on there always. Anyways, we'll have more details on it as we come up.
Did you see Trump said he did not know Silk?
No.
Of Diamond and Silk?
I figured he knew them because they were such big fans of his.
Said he knew the sister, whoever died. Which one died? Diamond?
I don't know.
Either way. Speaking at her eulogy, and he's like, I knew Diamond, I did not know Silk. Silk, I think you'll carry on the blah, blah, blah. But they all acted like they were these huge buddies with Trump.
Well,
And Trump has also fucked up bad too, because he has hitched his wagon to the vaccine.
Yeah, and that's not good for him.
He's saying that, it's totally fine and all this other stuff.
That might cost him.
It might.
Because I'm not on that train, and most people I know are not. Matter of fact, I thank God every day I did not get that.
Yeah.
And I wish two of my boys wouldn't have got it.
And there's a clip of Bill Gates saying, if you're scared of the vaccine, it's gonna use 2 years and you'll know if it was bad or not. Well, we're about at that 2-year mark.
Yeah, and people are dropping like flies. It's a bad deal. And it's something nobody wants to talk about, and it's the elephant in the room that's not the elephant no more, and it's coming out more and more.
But yeah,
It's just going to take a couple of people on the big stage, something happened to them, that's going to open up. Because I hear chatter from people that know some people that some professional athletes are not real happy about all this because they were forced to take it.
I wouldn't be either.
No. One of the big stars is going to break ranks on that, and it's all going to come down. Because if we think the NFL, them 32 owners aren't bought and paid for by our government, we're bullshit because they tax clause they get.
Yeah.
But people know. I would like to know really honestly how many members of the Congress, the Senate, those people actually got the real deal.
Right.
Did you see
saline?
I'm glad you brought this up. Did you see the doctor, and I think is in California, that took 1,900, threw them away and gave them saline instead, or gave them just a placebo?
Mm-hmm.
And they're wanting to file big charges. He's a hero in my book.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to find it, and I can't really do it. The CDC basically came out and said that natural immunity was way better than getting the vaccine, and it also said that there are side effects with the mRNA one. Tangent. Did you see what Governor Abbott tweeted last night?
About that, let him
He
kick.
said, "I swear to God, I can kick better than the Dallas Cowboys kicker."
I told Michelle, I said, that is not true. She goes, yes, that's really him. I said, there's no way he would tweet that. She goes, Jeff, I'm telling you, it's true. And she showed it to me. I said, no, well, he's catching shit. I just saw it too. On Fox News, I saw a deal about it.
Yeah. I swear I can kick as good as the Dallas Cowboys kicker.
And just,
which I don't, but here's the deal.
That ball getting kicked was not that kid's fault.
No, but they said it was going to miss anyway. It was low and to the left.
I don't know how the fuck they could tell that. Best thing happened to him was getting it blocked, because if he would have missed, he really would have had the hips or whatever they call it.
Yeah, when that winter storm hit, you kick that power right off. Worried about the gridiron when you need to be worried about the power grid. I mean, you kind of open yourself up for anything he tweets out. He's going to open himself up to that kind of stuff. But it is funny, and I mean, just have a little bit of fun. So maybe the kicker would make a better governor. So maybe consider a swap.
Did you see where Pam Anderson is accusing Tim Allen that he exposed himself on the set of whatever the hell that show was?
Home Improvement?
Yes.
Tim Allen said it's not true.
Well, did you see, Tim Allen's past?
He was a drunk.
I think he was a druggie. He
was a substance user.
He was he also hosted Miss World Nude or something, some big nudie deal one time he did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Stuff. And Pam Anderson's reputation, right? Maybe he thought if he did expose her. Now, I would be embarrassed. I would not want to expose myself after she's seen Tommy Lee.
No. I mean, you're fucked.
Unless I'm playing in the NBA, I ain't whipping mine out in front of her.
Right. I'll make some notes for the next guy. All right, let's get out of here. Wrapping up hunting season. We'll have one last guide roundtable with the degenerates that are left. Is Lawson coming back here?
I think Lawson stopped today, but I don't know if he's staying or going. I don't know if he's still here or if he already went back to back home.
Okay. Either way.
I think I saw him pull in last night right when I was leaving.
We'll do another one of those. We've got a couple guests coming up, and then February gets here, and full on podcast mode. So I did see that podcast production is down 80% since 2020.
Right.
It is all the people. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to, you're doing it for free for a very long time. And you're doing it to not a lot of listeners for a very long time.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to grow.
It's not just you're not just gonna turn it on and have it work.
Are we supposed to have a rodeo guy on with us?
Yeah, I messaged him. Anyway, that'll be That'll be down the line.
Okay.
But anyway, got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe, and we appreciate everybody listening. Love you. Bye. Check out our sponsors. Go check out Gundog Outdoors, Shin Gear, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Podcast, Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Mossberg, Hunt Proof App, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Bangtail Whiskey, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Double T British Kennels, Ducks Unlimited, and Dirty Duck Coffee.